Howdy there. A couple days ago, I watched Battle, Los Angeles. Very appropriate title. I'm going to give it a 5. You know, it wasn't too spectacular. It wasn't totally mind-numbing. So, you know, right in the middle. Fair to middling. I can't say that I recommend it to people beyond hardcore science fiction, action, war movie fans. If you're not one of those people, you probably won't get much out of it. It's about battling for Los Angeles. Basically between alien invaders and the U.S. Marines. That's pretty much it. Aliens land, and a platoon of Marines has to save a group of civilians that have been trapped. And they do an okay job of it. Let's see. Directed by Jonathan Liebesman. I'm not familiar with that name. Written by Chris Bertolini. Also not familiar with that name. Let's see. Stars. Aaron Eckhart. That's the name I definitely know. Let's see else. Michelle Rodriguez. I remember her now. Ramon Rodriguez. I remember him now. Bridget Moynihan. The beautiful Bridget Moynihan. Neo. Wow. And Michael Pena. Good cast. I also liked recognizing but not knowing a lot of the actors. You know, character actors that have been around for a while, commercial actors, now getting a bigger shot at a big blockbuster type of film. So that made me happy. I mean, there's a lot of actors in this film. Basically, the reason I enjoyed it so much is for the acting. Aaron Eckhart is pretty much in every scene, and he has to be intense pretty much in every scene, which doesn't lead to a lot of variety or nuance, but, you know, it's definitely a committed performance. So, I mean, he probably had to be in that state of mind for, you know, 2 to 3 months, so I admire that. And really, he never does give up. I mean, he always rises to the challenge, even if what he's doing is silly and melodramatic, then he usually makes it real, you know? At least he gives it all, his all, which is admirable. And really, all the acting is fine. What's surprising about this movie is that it's really kind of a war movie. I mean, a straight-up war movie. There's very few civilians in the film. This is mostly a military picture, war movie. In fact, some of the... I mean, I think it very much was supposed to look like Hurt Locker. I thought it looked like Hurt Locker. In some instances, I don't think really war movies have looked the same after Saving Private Ryan. So, I mean, it looks like Saving Private Ryan, but really I think every war film has kind of looked like Saving Private Ryan after that. So kudos to Spielberg. I mean, I suppose the Eastwood war films looked different, not so gritty. I believe in Saving Private Ryan, they used some type of trick to remove like every 6th frame. I don't know if it was that much, maybe it's every 3rd, something like that, to give it this grainy and jumpy feel. I wouldn't be surprised if they did that here. You know, again, very much a war movie. I mean, there's definitely some science fiction with aliens and all. The aliens looked okay. Nothing too, you know, fantastic. I like the idea of their spaceships being remote droned, you know, that's timely and appropriate. my beef with the film, and I do believe it's a solid 5, is that, you know, it tries to be a good sci-fi film. It tries to be a good war movie. I mean, it wants to blend those two. And it manages to do that. And it also manages to hit every cliche for both genres. So it hits every cliche for war movies, and it hits every cliche for alien invasion sci-fi movies. It's highly derivative. There's nothing too much original here at all. There were times of great emotional power where I laughed because it was hilarious and cheesy and melodramatic, where I am left with nothing else to do but to laugh heartily. And it's at times where you should not be. So it's that serious attitude, taking itself way too seriously. And, well, another problem is you don't care much about the characters. You know, you don't get to know much about them. We'll get like a bit of tidbit about their personal lives back home, and that's what we have to lurch on to. And it's nothing about who they are now. You know, we don't see any character from them currently. We're just given a nugget of wisdom about what their civilian life was like, or is like, when they're off duty. So we don't ever really care about any of the characters, except for maybe Aaron Eckhart. You know, we're given the most with him, and he's in every scene pretty much. He carries the film, so I guess we have some weight in him. Also, the script annoyed me. Spending a lot of time repeating dialogue. Like, one character says one thing, and then the very next line, is saying the same thing in a different way. So it's like they really needed to beat their audience over the head with just a simple, like, this is what we're going to do. You know, you watch something happen visually, and then a character says what just happened. And I thought, well, yes, I know that. I just watched it. Maybe they think someone is not going to get that. So it's insulting to at least some of the audience that would be watching this. It's boring. The first time I was like, when is this going to be over? 29 minutes. 29 minutes into the picture, I was like, man, I'm ready to be done. And it just stretched on. It was way too long and way too dull. Very long expanses of time in between any tension that's established. But again, I mean, I definitely had more fun watching it than the recent Green Hornet. I mean, it at least kept my attention. I didn't fall asleep. But I thought it was more well made. You know, at least an attempt to be more well made than Skyline, the recent Los Angeles alien invasion movie, where I just thought that was nonsensical. This at least strived to be something. You know, it very much tried. And, you know, effort means something, I think. To me, effort is good. So 5, I think, is a fair rating. Certainly nothing spectacular. Again, I don't think I can recommend it to anyone beyond hardcore war movie, alien invasion, action, mindless action movies. You know, whatever. You know, it looked fine. The music, very forgettable. Again, there was not much tension ever established. So, I don't know. I definitely didn't like it. But I didn't totally mind watching it. And Aaron Eckhart, I gotta give it up to him, you know. He made the effort. Again, it's all about effort. So that's Battle Los Angeles, the appropriately titled Battle Los Angeles. Check it out sometime if you want. Thanks.